Spoiler warning! This game contains a character that is literally a spoiler for the first game that I am not wanting you to be spoiled about. So if you haven't played the first game or watched the anime or read the manga or any of that stuff, I highly recommend you do that before you check out this review because like I said, there is literally a spoiler that I can't avoid if I'm going to review this game. So just a heads up, and without further ado, enjoy the review. Danganronpa, Ultra Despair Girls, another episode is interesting. This is not your typical Danganronpa game, which are visual novels. This is a third-person shooter-esque video game that involves puzzle elements and some decent amount of horror on occasion. And you play as this girl right here. Her name is Kamaru. She's been locked away for over a year and doesn't know why, until one day a robotic Monokuma shows up and tries to rip out her throat. It's very interesting, and I actually really like the introduction to this game. I like the premise, and it's cool to see Spike Chunsoft take a risk like this and try to give us a very interesting and a different experience in the Danganronpa universe. Whether or not they succeeded as much is what I'm about to tell you. For starters, I love the art style. The art style is just so cool. It's vibrant, it's explosive, it's eye-popping, it's a lot more visualistic compared to the standard Danganronpa game. I could get behind this if they ever decided to make an Ultra Despair Girls 2, because I feel like I said, while some things don't necessarily succeed as much, they did some things really well, and the animations and the artwork that went into this game is top-notch. I love just watching all of the cutscenes. I love just the way the colors are so vibrant in certain moments. They can really do some cool stuff, I think, with the artwork. And another really cool thing about this game is the way they approach a third-person shooter. They do it in a really unique way. You don't have, technically speaking, you don't have a gun in this game. No, you have a little cool microphone-esque thing that shoots electromagnetic waves at your enemies. And if you can shoot them in the eyeball, you get bonus coins. And those coins will be used to purchase upgrades in the future. And not only can you shoot electromagnetic waves, but you can use this gun to do a lot of other things, such as control machines. You can even make the Monokumas later on dance for you. Yes, you can make the Monokumas dance 10 out of 10 immediately, am I right? And it's a really cool concept. I love the way they handled the gunplay in terms of what you can do with the quote-unquote gun. It's just a shame that the controls feel a little bit stiff when trying to play this game on the PlayStation 4. I actually recommend you play this on PC if you have the opportunity, because then it feels so much more natural. If shooting isn't necessarily your cup of tea, then have no fear. Genocide Jack is here, and she is awesome. Now, you can only use her for a limited amount of time, and you essentially have to collect batteries in order to recharge the ability to be able to use her, but Genocide Jack is really cool, fun, unique, and I really enjoyed playing as her. She just can mow through Monokumas like they're nobody's business, and she has some cool extra animation cutscene special moves that they're top notch, man. This is a cool concept that I wish they would have once again fleshed out more in this game, because you don't really need to use her very often. The game's not in particular that difficult, so that's kind of the negative to it, but still a cool thing that they tried to do here. One thing that I did find incredibly annoying were the kids. Yeah, I don't like them, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but they're annoying. They're just annoying. And I guess that's the point in their existence, but yeah, don't like them. Moving on. There are also these weird little mini games where you have to look at a camera and look at a certain area, and you have a certain challenge you have to do. Sometimes it's escape without being noticed. Sometimes it's destroy all of the Monokumas in one shot. Whatever the challenge is, it's kind of a weird way to break the monotony and change the pace, which once again, I don't necessarily mind, but I never found these puzzles too exciting. They didn't really invigorate me necessarily. Sometimes they were way easy and sometimes they were ridiculously hard, but I will say this, it matters. Complete the challenges because it does affect the outcome of the game. And then if there's one other nitpick I had about the game, it's the level design. It's not the best, and they had some weird ways of extending the gameplay, such as being able to move cars and whatnot, and trying, once again, little mini puzzles to try to figure out which obstacles you need to overcome. But for how unique this game is, I found the levels themselves to be kind of bare bones and minimalistic, which is kind of strange because, like I said, the art style is so eye-catching and vibrant, it kind of fights against itself, if that makes any sense. I think they could definitely, if they once again make a sequel, could improve the levels. I think they could make them more engaging, more intense. I never found them to be too particular intense with the Monokumas, although I will give them props. They have some really cool Monokuma enemies down the road. They're not all just going to be standard Monokumas that chase you. They have a crazy amount of Monokuma varieties for you to enjoy, and I thought their ideas for enemies were really entertaining. If there's one thing I will say about this game that I really appreciate from Spike Chunsoft is that they took a lot of risk. They took a lot of risk and different approaches with the Danganronpa franchise, and I do think a lot of it did pay off. I did enjoy going around finding collectibles and then having Toko complain about all these different styles of writing. I did enjoy the boss fights, which I'm not going to show you any of those here because, once again, like I said, spoilers and all of that. I did, in fact, enjoy the horror elements of the Monokumas when they actually brought the horror into this game, but they could up the horror. They could up the level of design. They can up and improve a lot of things in this game, but for how unique it is, and the further you dive into the game, it gets better and better the longer you play it, and that's something that I do really appreciate about this game. Is the game flawed? Yes. But is it a lot of fun? I would say so, especially if you're a Danganronpa fan like myself. So when it comes to the letter grade, guys, and I give letter grades, A being the best, F being the worst, I'm going to give Ultra Despair Girls a B-. It's not perfect, but it is a very strong effort, and like I said, this is a huge left turn for what this franchise has been known to be, and I really appreciate them taking risk. I think that's great, and I think it's wonderful. This concludes my overrated review of Ultra Despair Girls. Guys, girls, people, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. Let me know what you thought of this game if you've played it, and if you've seen this, are you now interested in playing it if you haven't? Huh? Maybe? I don't know, man. Let me know in the comments down below, and as always, thank you for watching this video. I am Bradley Overrated, out like a trout, and I will see you on the next one.